an NFC Championship game rematch. Hey, it's the coach. You're watching Week 2 of the NFL.
So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over.
Ready, 5-8, 5-8. Check, not. Not today, you are. Not today.
This is Alvin Kamara, who made the Pro Bowl in each of his first 2 NFL seasons. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. 14 yards is the pickup, first down, New Orleans. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. And what they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Running with Kamara. The numbers there for Kamara from a week ago. 9 carries, 108 for the yardage, and the score, too.
Well, they set a nice tone in week 1. He's among the leading rushers in the league. I think that they continue to feed him the football and continue to establish the running game so they can get the play action and throw the ball deep later on.
And now here's a deep shot that's complete. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. That goes for a gain of 31.
That's a great job of working the sideline right there. I love how he tracked the football the whole way. Just reached up and pulled it in. Had excellent field presence to understand where he was in order to make that play happen.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Now a 1st down carry. It's Kamara. And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. Tackle there by Clay Matthews.
Let's go, defense.
Throwing on 2nd down. Breeze. And nearly an interception here on their opening drive. But instead, 3rd down. They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion. Working from the gun, it's Breeze. Going for it all. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So the pass incomplete in the end zone, but contact and pass interference.
And now where does the ball get placed?
At the 1-yard line.
1-yard line. They gave up excellent real estate on that one. That's going to work really, really well for the guys who threw it.
And he's got it. Touchdown, Saints. Ted Ginn. His first touchdown of the new season. And the Saints have taken the early lead. They scored the most points of anyone on opening weekend, and now first quarter touchdown here.
And while there's no guarantee that all the points they scored...
So we are in the final minute now of the first half as this offense gets ready to take over. They begin on the ground with Kamara. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. From the gun, it's Breeze. He'll let it fly in the direction again. It got his man complete. Touchdown, New Orleans. Ted Ginn. 81 yards. And the Saints are able to strike quickly for 6. Now he's having a nice little first half here, partner.
And it's a first half that leaves us anticipating what can still come. I mean...
So we are in the second quarter now as the offense gets set to take over. They've got it 1st and 10. On 1st down, Breeze. Ginn has it complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
His 13th NFL season now, Ted Ginn, still a reliable target for Drew Brees. 787 yards in 2017, just 5 games last year due to injuries, but he still has the wheels.
So from Rams territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 36. Brees leaves this one with Kamara. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 12 yards there, good for a Saints first down.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of the yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
This is caught by Ginn. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Drew Brees does it again. 3 first-half touchdown passes for him now. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. So not only is that his 3rd touchdown catch of the game, he's done it here in the first half.
I'm not sure defensively what they're going to come up with to slow him down because already we're seeing him run past, over, through guys in order to make these catches. And being able
Lutz to try to add the PAT. And it's 21-3. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And it ends with a touchdown for New Orleans. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. This is taken at the 3. And they will be backed up deep as they'll have to start the drive from the 6-yard line. A reminder coming up later tonight, Sunday Night Football, a good one from Atlanta. Eagles and Falcons, 8:20 Eastern. And then tomorrow on Monday Night Football, Odell Beckham back in New York, back in MetLife Stadium. Browns and Jets, 8:15 Eastern on Monday night.
Here we go. 20. Right here, right here.
On first down, it's gone. He's going to dump it off to Gurley. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A reminder coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in his 2nd week of the regular season. A free 5 yards as the defense jumps.
I know it's an anticipation game for them, but it's also a reaction game, and they reacted poorly on that one.
Now Goff. He'll get this one to Kupp, complete. You know, you wonder how the Rams' game plan in Super Bowl 53 might have been different with a healthy Cooper Kupp. He was injured on November 11th, torn ACL out for the year. But he was on his way to a 1,000-yard season in his 2nd NFL campaign. Had 566 yards in 8 games before the injury. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down. Now Goff, looking middle, and it's incomplete. He was looking for Todd Gurley. That'll bring up 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32. Goff throwing again. And they'll set up the screen to Gurley. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. First down, Los Angeles there with a pickup of 14 yards. Goff.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. The 2nd down attempt there knocked down as it leaves the quarterback's hand, and it's incomplete. The linebacker, Demario Davis, got a hand in to break that one up. Now play number 7 of the drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 10. To the air again. Goff dumps it off to Gurley. And he'll only get this to the 47. He needed a few more yards to pick up the first.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Here now, a look at Drew Brees and our players.
Ready.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops. And if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
Not wanting to take a chance this time, they'll keep it on the ground. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more. You want the third quarter already? No problem. Let's do it. Set now to go for the third quarter. The Saints have the lead and set to receive the kick. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27. Here now, a look at Drew Brees in our player spotlight. He's enjoying a great deal of success. His team is also enjoying a great deal of success.
Yeah, he's getting that.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Escaping the pressure right. He'll get 10 there all on his own, but it'll be second down.
And we have to give credit to him for buying time and extending the play. But you know, there's some really upset defenders on that one. They thought that they had him. Instead, he was coated in Teflon and got away.
Looking long for Thomas. This is caught. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. 4 touchdown passes now for Drew Brees. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a second one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdowns scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. And then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him. And he's got it. So the try for 2 successful. And that bumps their lead up even further. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Now the attention turns back to the Rams offense as they get ready for their first possession of the second half. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
Now a first down throw, gone. And that one's complete to Gurley. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34.
Let's go, team. Let's go, team.
good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34.
Let's go. Let's bring it. Let's bring it.
Now Goff will hand this one to Gurley. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. Continues to be a struggle for this offense, and this home crowd, they're growing a little restless here in the second half.
And I think they've just got to look at how they're trying to move the football. Yeah, you want to run it, but maybe you spread it out, maybe some swing passes that can take the place of runs and give you a little more space.
It's a gain of 11 and a 1st down, L.A.
Let's go.
On 1st and 10, Goff. Open man, Higbee, the tight end. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
Nice rhythm throw there on 1st down. He located his tight end, made a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. 7 yards there and a 1st down. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Now Gurley. And very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Quickly from Goff to Kupp. That one good for the completion percentage, but no gain. It'll be 3rd down.
Pass complete, but no gain.
No yards.
Yeah.
So you file that as unsuccessful.
Yeah, you do, don't you? Except on the stats, throwing the ball,
Get a completion.
you get a catch,
Yeah.
but still,
No
yardage. Okay.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
Sometimes it's just not your day. There's another failure right there on 3rd down.
Now Greg Zuerlein. We all remember the 57-yarder that sent the Rams to the Super Bowl. So this will be spotted on the midfield logo. It's a 58-yard attempt. And this kick is not going to be close. It's well short, well right to boot. And this score will stay right where it is. Well, I was watching him in warm-ups, and he hit a 62-yarder that hit the crossbar and went over. This one a little bit inside of that, but not enough leg.
And the difference is what?
Well, your live conditions, right?
Live conditions, game conditions are a whole lot different than practice, where you just pop it up there, no rush, no pressure. I think maybe that takes a couple yards away from you when you have to do it when it's real.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? I mean, they score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly, because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
It's still 3rd quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
10 yards, good for his Saints, 1st down.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there, keeps the sticks moving.
Off the play fake to Kamara, it's Breeze. Completes this one to Meredith. And he will be taken down, but a big pickup there on what's going to be the final play of the 3rd quarter. Back now in Los Angeles. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4.
Ready? We ready? Check, 59. They can't hang with us.
Kamara. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Alvin Kamara, his 2nd touchdown on the season, as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. So another score there, and often you talk about the three phases of the game: defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a fourth phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
They are looking strong here in the fourth quarter.
Tight right.
Shotgun now for Breeze. And this is going to be caught. So add two more to the lead as they continue to pour it on here in the fourth. And is there bad blood here? I mean, go for two when you're up that much?
If there wasn't before, there is now. When you do that, you've just announced to everyone, you just don't care about the other side at all. All you care about is what you're doing, and they just want to pile up points.
They did. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The LA offense ready to go for their next drive. Now, they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. But let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out?
Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. 16 yards is the pickup there, and a first down for L.A. Hard to believe his first catch of the game defensively. They bottled him up. That's why they're well on their way to victory.
Put your best cover guy on him, and then change the coverages behind him throughout the game. Brackets, double, zone, man, you name it. Make sure he gets a lot of angles.
So a jump there defensively.
And it's a killer. Watch the football. Don't move across the line of scrimmage until the ball moves.
They will come up on a 1st and 5 following the encroachment penalty. Gone. Now that'll be caught by Cup. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. They'll get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues. Goff now a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10. Goff now looks to throw. And Woods has it complete. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Throwing again is Goff. That's into the hands of Reynolds.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running set.
And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. Demario Davis coming in for the sack that time.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. Now Greg Zuerlein. We all remember the 57-yarder that sent the Rams to the Super Bowl. They'll spot it at the 47, so call it a 57-yard attempt. And that one's not going to get there. Not enough juice, an ambitious effort, but it's well short. And this score will stay right where it is. So another long try for 3 and another kick that comes up lacking.
Yeah, this isn't going to do any wonders for his field goal percentage, but you have to figure as a head coach that when you send a guy out there to try and kick from that distance, it's a 50-50 proposition at best.
Look at this, a tight end carry. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Now a man open down the middle of the field. Touchdown, New Orleans. Drew Brees turning back the clock. 5 touchdown passes for him on the afternoon as his guys continue to pour it on. Yes, Michael Thomas is a volume receiver, but he can also make some really big plays, especially with Drew Brees throwing the football.
I love the way you described it. Volume receiver who could also make big plays. In other words, if you underestimate him, he'll run past you or he'll just jump over the top of you and continue to make those big plays.
Lutz will look to add the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. Pretty clean and simple there. Just 2 plays. The long pass resulting in the touchdown on play number 2. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And last time out, another missed field goal, so maybe their confidence wavering a little bit right now in the kicking game.
And I'm with you on that. I think at this stage, they'd love to not run him back out there in a tough situation. But let's face it, they may have to. So right now, the head coach is talking to the offense coordinator and saying, call this game like we're going to put it in the end zone. Let's try and take the field goal out of it.
On 2nd and 10, Goff. He gets it to Gurley, complete. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. Now they'll try to convert on 3rd and 6 after the 4-yard completion. From the gun, here's Goff. Gets this into the hands of the tight end, Higbee.
That was a nice throw out there to the flat, but they defended that pretty well. The hope is to go ahead and put it on him so he can turn and get upfield and gain additional yardage. There just wasn't anywhere to go on that play. You rarely call your punter a weapon, but he certainly was there. How about that? Pinning him down at the 1-yard line and helping out the defense in a big way. I'm telling you what, if I'm a defensive coordinator, I might be thinking safety right now.
And he's able to get this across the 10 before being taken down. 12 yards there, good for a Saints first down. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. They'll run. This is Kamara. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants...
And now nothing but green ahead of him. The 40, 20, 10, 5. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Looking like they're well on their way to a 2-0 start. All smiles right now on that sideline, isn't it?
As well there should be. It's hard to win a game in the NFL. We hear it all the time. We know that it's difficult. But guess who's smiling? But inside is thinking 24-hour rule because we're going to have to play again next week.
Boss man.
Oh, without a doubt. The head coach, he wants them to feel good, but at the same time, find a way to keep improving.
And this is going to be caught. So add 2 more to the lead as they continue to pour it on here in the 4th. Oh, boy, rubbing a little salt in the wound there, going for 2 up this big.
You know, there's one time when I played, Brandon, and played against a team that was just absolutely pile driving us. And they ended up going for 2 late in the game. And I asked one of the guys, why'd you do that? He said, because we wanted to win by more. That feels like that type of situation.
Wow. Well, it could also result in a melee later, though. This fielded at the 2. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Here's the Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in a game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward. And
he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 16 yards is the pickup there, and a first down for L.A. Now Goff on first down. Open man right side is Kupp, complete. And he'll be brought down right on the 50, a gain of 3. That first down completion only netted him 3. Second and 7. From the 50, it's Goff. And this is incomplete with a clock showing just 3 seconds left. They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on second down. One last throw here for Goff. And that will be incomplete, as time has run out on this football game. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory, and the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week, we'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points, allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for New Orleans, it was a great all-around performance as they come out of this one with the victory. And they'll get another road date next week as their opponents will be the Seattle Seahawks. Meanwhile, for the Rams, they'll fall to 1-1. And they'll try to get back on the beam next week as they'll head to Cleveland to take on the Browns. These players are on the last year of their contract. Here's a list of all the players that will appear in the upcoming draft. Select to scout this player and unlock his best skill. Each skill unlock will cost you scouting points. Unlock this player's true skill ranking to see if he is a... You just found a diamond in the rough. Other teams... You have a player healed from injury and ready to play. So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. A first carry now. This is Alvin Kamara. And some room to maneuver. And he's into the clear. The 20. Touchdown, New Orleans. Alvin Kamara, his 4th touchdown on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter.
Brandon, my man, just one sentence for that one. Clinic.
And that's what they've done. They lead the league in points per game this season, but it's been quick strikeability as we saw on that drive.
I think they're actually intimidating defenses because they're back on their heels right away.
So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. Throwing on first down is Breeze. He's got his all-pro receiver, Michael Thomas. He was locked in. 2 trips to the end zone, Charles, over 100 yards receiving.
How about the combination of route running, confidence going downfield, and the ability to go up and get the football? You're exactly right. It was hard for them to stop him.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. From the gun, it's a run for Kamara. Kamara's got the first down and then some. And he's going to get this into enemy territory at the 45. It'll be a Saints first down on a gain of 16 yards. He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, said he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure you feed me the football. And that's what they're all about. Continuity, rhythm, number of carries. Just keep giving it to him.
Now Kamara. And he gets stopped up at the 31 after a gain of maybe a yard.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading the play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
And Murray's still down. Maybe shaking up that go-around. Let's hope he's all right. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. It'll be a nickel look here for the Seahawks on 3rd down. Working from the gun, it's Breeze. And incomplete, almost intercepted. Had a great shot of picking that off in the end zone. And now 4th down.
Those throwing windows get a lot tighter near the end zone, don't they? And here's the thing. You already probably have 3 points in your hip pocket. You force a throw here and give up an interception, you come away with nothing.
Especially tough in the middle third of the field where he threw that one. Now on fourth down here, that pass knocked away and incomplete. He'll find Metcalf. No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff, didn't
when we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, you know, they like his work ethic. You know, this guy's running every route well in the route tree.
Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble.
That's how we do it.
Second quarter now from Seattle, and it is the Seahawks with the football here as they've got it with a very tough 3rd and 15 forthcoming. Play action. Now Wilson. And that will be incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. A reminder, coming up later tonight, a lot of buzz about this game. The Browns, they've been doing some travel. Back-to-back primetime games for them. Monday night they were in New York. Now the Browns head to Los Angeles to take on the NFC champs, Browns and Rams. An 8:20 kickoff Eastern time, 5:20 in California. Throwing on 2nd and 8. Breeze. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
We call that sack blitz.
Well, how about that? A dime set on defense, 6 defensive backs. None of them blitz. They're just back there in coverage. Defensive lineman gets the sack.
That's where the O-line, they go to the sideline, they keep their helmets on so the cameras can't find them, right?
Yeah, the cameras can't find them, but I know one thing. The O-line coach will.
And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of 1st downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Wilson. And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
Here's Wilson to throw. And that is incomplete. Coverage there by Von Bell.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. Here's Ginn. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
good,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. From the gun, it's Breeze. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. 2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line.
Check, 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 check. Check, 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 check.
On the ground, this is Kamara. Works his way inside the 30 on a pickup of 4.
Yeah, baby.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Let's go, D. Let's go.
Bree's going to go on 4th down. That's to his running back, complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 12 yards there, good for a Saints 1st down.
Well, the field goal attempt was well in hand. They had that, but they decided to go for it anyway. Extreme confidence, it looks like.
Yeah, but I bet the defense is going to remember this one, right? They kind of rubbed their nose in it. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. 11 more yards that go around, a 1st down as well. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the 1st half. All knotted up at 7.
Get ready, get ready.
And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join, who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress as well. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Alvin Kamara with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Saints have taken the lead. CD, it seemed like they were so focused on the guys out wide, they forgot about him out of the backfield.
That's a really good point because you've got to communicate, and oftentimes when you start counting receivers, that's exactly what you do. You start from the widest receiver, work your way inside. Who gets lost sometimes? The back in the backfield. That's exactly what happened there.
And he got into the end zone. So they elect to pass there on the 2-point try. Sometimes could prove risky. There it worked out.
Yeah, and I love how you bring up that it can prove risky because if you get it intercepted and they return it, that's 2 points for the defense, but not on that play.
Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take this across the 25. Couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Tyler Lockett trotting onto the field, getting set for this next drive. They've got to be thinking, how can we get him a little bit more involved here? 2nd quarter, you're down, and really, he's been out of the mix.
I would agree with that, and oftentimes you hear, well, we're just taking what the defense is giving us. But sometimes that's just not good enough. Sometimes you have to take what you want, and that means getting him the football.
Yeah, so far just a single catch in this game. Now he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Wilson's pass complete to Van Ness, and he'll go down at the 28. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half. On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. He's got the tight end, Van Ness, and down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Now the Seahawks call the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the 1st half. Wilson going to lead his guys up 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. Throwing is Wilson, and he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Chester Rogers, his 2nd touchdown on the season, as his guys have cut the lead down to 2.
Yeah, touchdown. I love it. Now it's only a 2-point game. I know it's the 1st half, but you got to think. Go for 2. Tie it up. Go into the locker room. What are you doing? Come on.
You're bold. You're bold.
It's real easy to be bold sitting up here
rather than
down there and making that decision.
We don't have to make those decisions. Either way, little time left on the clock here in the 2nd quarter. We'll see how this all plays out. Nobody in front. Rashard Matthews. Touchdown, New Orleans. Call that a 96-yard house call on the kick return. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. Such an electric play, so much fun to watch, and you need all 11 guys in sync for that to be successful, don't you?
Without a doubt. That's teamwork, to be able to put it all together. But that play is really probably the most exciting 10 seconds in football.
Lutz good on the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. So now the other return teams out there as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw. This is taken at the 3. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25.
Let's go.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. Inside of a minute left in the half. Does the fact that you're down on the scoreboard influence what you do, or I guess don't do on this final drive?
It certainly does, but what influences me even more is who I've got running my football team out on the field and the weapons around him. Can he make a play? Can he get into someone that we're going to trust to take care of the ball? If that's the case, I might push it a little bit here and try and get something before the half runs out.
All day, dog.
From the 30 on second down. Wilson nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Give the sack to David Onyemata, the product of Nigeria by way of Canada. So we have reached halftime, and we will skip the highlight show this week. Get right back to this Week 3 matchup. Set now to go for the third quarter. The Saints have the lead and set to receive the kick. That's fielded in the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. So here are the Saints to take over. They've won 2 straight, and they lead this one as well as they come up on 1st and 10. They start the second half with Kamara, and he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
I can't help it. Every time I see Eric Berry make a play, as we just saw him make a tackle there, I just want to stand up and applaud.
Because he went to Tennessee like you?
Well, that doesn't hurt one bit, but how about the comeback? I mean, he came back from beating cancer and getting back to Pro Bowl level, one of the best players in the game. Partner, he sold the go route really well. Thought he was going deep, then curled it back inside for a nice completion.
DBs love when they pump the brakes, don't they?
Yeah, that's really a whole lot of fun. It's almost like you said, listen, if you're going to sell the go, just go, and let's see who's faster.
Kamara try the right side. The tackle made by K.J. Wright.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Off the play fake to Kamara, it's Breeze. Now this is a catch by Ted Ginn. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 26. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. He's having a big game running the football, but that one will hurt the yards per carry a little bit.
Yeah, but the average he's got so far, that's the type of average he wants to take with him to contract negotiations, doesn't he?
Throwing on second down. Breeze forced out to his left. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at third down. And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively. Shotgun now for Breeze. That's caught. It's Thomas. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Michael Thomas. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
So the drive winds up going 75 yards in 7 plays. And it all culminates in a Saints touchdown. This will be taken short. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line.
Here we go.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
2nd and 10. It's Wilson again. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. The tight end, Ed Dixon, was the target, and it'll bring up 3rd down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Now Wilson. Now they go screen. It's complete. Good contain. No gain on the screen, and it'll bring up 4th down.
They dialed up the blitz on 3rd down, and your worry as a defense that they can hit you with a big play in that situation. Instead, the blitz pays off, able to rally to the football and make the play.
And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. Drew Brees getting ready to go again on offense. He has been consistent, hasn't he? He played well in the first quarter, good second quarter, and now continuing that here in the 3rd.
And that's the word that they're always seeking from the guy taking the snaps, is consistency. Taking care of the ball, making sure it gets to the right people, no errors, right? Not turning it over, and just doing all the right things. That's leadership, and it inspires confidence in a team.
Been a good leadership and a good distributor. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. He can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure.
And this is caught inside the 5. Touchdown, New Orleans. Ted Ginn. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. And he showcased his blazing speed on that one.
Was he wearing football cleats or track spikes? Because he was gone. Big-time play. And just think about what that does if you're a receiver on the team with him. Well, that's got to open things up for you as well, because if I'm a defense, I've got to get back deeper and deeper in order to keep him in front. But I'm not sure how many can actually keep him in front with that speed.
Now Brees. And this is going to be caught. It's good. And that extends their lead by 2 more. And around the goal line, especially on 2-point tries, sometimes the QB's best friend is that big target, the tight end.
I love how you described it, because you know he's going to have some length and some catch radius, as well as a big body to keep people away from the football.
Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. It's a short kick, taking it to 15. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
So 2nd and inches after that first down completion went just shy of the marker. The 2nd down attempt there knocked down as it leaves the quarterback's hand, and it's incomplete.
You got to give some credit. They're able to hop up in the air and bat that one away. And that's frustrating for an offensive lineman because the only recourse is when he goes in the air to try and give some type of a pop or a shove, hoping to bring his arms down.
And he's got a first down as he's up to the 48. At 5 yards on the play there, as the drive will continue. They keep it on the ground. This time it's Penny. And he's going to take this across the 50 and into Saints territory. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. Back now in Seattle, Washington. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. Throwing on 2nd and 3. Wilson, it's caught. Lockett. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. Catch number 100 for his career right there, and it's good enough to keep the chains moving. Wilson now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. The rookie DK Metcalf, the intended receiver. And it's 2nd down. Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41.
You gonna see me in your nightmare.
Wilson throwing again. Eluding the pressure right. He'll run it. The improv act there, good for 9, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd and short, 3rd and 1. And the Seahawks on 3rd down, 3 for 7 so far in this game. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Now it's Wilson. And he's got Lockett. And he gets the first down here as he's taken down at the 24. From the gun, it's Wilson. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Nick Vanette, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Seahawks are able to cut into that deficit. Boy, it's nice to have that big, reliable target you can go to.
Each and every time. A lot of people see that position as a fallback. Throw it to them when all else fails. Not at all. This guy can make plays, and that's exactly what he just did.
Yeah, play here for a touchdown. Well, it's still an uphill battle from here, that's for sure, but that makes it a 2-score game.
And now we see why teams practice so much on the 2-point conversion, why you have more than one play ready, because you may need multiples throughout a ball game. There's a great example right there.
Alvin Kamara and the Saints set to start their next drive. He's been a good workhorse. I know we use the word workhorse a lot, but he's been a good workhorse for him in this one.
No doubt about it, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's what you're looking for if you're a back, because that means...
And that's caught inside the 30. And he is down deep into Seattle territory. A big-time play there for New Orleans. 55 yards. Still throwing the football here, even with the big lead.
Yeah, I know you and I came up in a different era, and we think about sportsmanship and all that. Other people think about fantasy points and getting their numbers. That's all they care about right now.
Well, that didn't take long. One play, and we're already looking at a 1st and goal situation. And they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. Bear in mind, that wasn't a big lineman back there for the tackle for loss. That was a cornerback.
So are you saying the myth has been shattered? That all of them are not just cover corners? Some of them actually will stick their nose in and tackle when necessary? That's what...
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. 4 touchdown passes now for Drew Brees. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning, right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
Here's Breeze to the goal line, but it's incomplete. The third time wasn't a charm. They got the first two-point tries, still have the lead, but couldn't get the third.
Okay, so they didn't get this one, but I have to ask you, what matchup are they seeing that they feel that confident to go for two so often?
Yeah, we talk about this a lot, but it has to be something, you're right, that they saw all week, correct?
Definitely game plan for, felt good about being aggressive and going for it, and right up until that one, they had gotten 2 for 2.
Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Here's a throw, complete right side to start things out. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. Here's Wilson. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. That'll pick up the first down for Seattle on a gain of 18. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
A gain of 6 there on first. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. The Seahawks on 3rd down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. They face a 3rd down now as they try to find a late score. Now it's Wilson. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Another incomplete pass there. What do you take from this game offensively?
Well, you know it's tough to really analyze for them because it is a team game, right? And let's be honest, though. The defense did them no favors in this one at all. Offense actually moved the ball. So, bottom line, film session, defense, it's going to be a real tough one for them. Offense, they'll get a little bit of praise.
They'll try and throw for it with Wilson. And this is incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Saints will have the football back. So they tried to go for it for pride, but it really wouldn't have mattered. This one, it was already determined.
No doubt about it. This one was over a while ago.
And they're going to get about 3 here out of this first down run, and that'll bring up 2nd and 7. Tackle made by Ziggy Ansah. A 10th carry for Kamara. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. So after the run by Kamara, now another 1st and 10. And to give this time to the tailback. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call a timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. A 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. An incomplete pass on 2nd down leads us to 3rd and inches. Here's Kamara trying to run for it. And he will have the first down across the 20 to the 19-yard line. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
Yellow lady. Mike 5-4. Watch the screen. Opposite. Alert 3.
Into the red zone. It's Breeze. Looking for Thomas. He's got him. Touchdown, New Orleans. Michael Thomas with his second touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. Now it's looking incredibly likely to be a 3-0 start to this season. That is obviously excellent. 2-0 is one thing. 3-0, you really have some momentum.
And now they're serving notice to the rest of the league that they're a pretty darn good football team. Confident, aggressive, attacking at all times. This looks like a team that you're going to have to deal with. And guess what? Behind closed doors, they're trying to figure out ways to get better.
They had to go to the monitor, get an extra look. That's what the technology is for. And this touchdown will count. Lutz with the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. So the drive there took 6 plays. And it ends with a touchdown for New Orleans. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. This one taken just inside the 10. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. And Seattle now ready to march out of the field. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride.
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. Throwing now, Wilson on first down. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. He was going for the tight end, Nick Vanette, but it's going to be second down. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Play action. Now Wilson. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. The intended receiver was DK Metcalf, but now it'll be 3rd down. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. To throw again is Wilson. And that will be incomplete with a clock showing 18 seconds now to go. Marshawn Lattimore right there on the coverage. He was draped all over it. Defensively, you look at the numbers. Another incomplete pass that we just saw, and they're under 200 yards passing for the game, so they've done their job on that side of the ball.
Yeah, recently I was actually working a game where a quarterback had a streak of 5 straight games without a 200-yard game. And that was a big talk, both in his town and amongst his team. How do we get the passing game going? So big credit to them, holding them under 200 today.
On first down, nothing opening up really on the running play. Give him maybe a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. And we've got a timeout. 9 seconds remaining. Breeze is looking to throw. He's going to go for a big play downfield. It's caught inside the 25. And now we'll get a timeout here. They're able to stop it with 1 second to go in this game.
First down, Saints.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Breeze now. And it's incomplete. They're still throwing to the very end, but now this game is over. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the Saints, it's an ideal start as they move to 3-0 now on the young season. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Seahawks, they'll fall to 1-2. And they'll try to rebound next week as they had 2 This is the development trait. Superstar and Superstar X-Factor players will progress fast. This is the Abilities tab. Here you can see what abilities a player...